the Church of Scientology is so afraid of.
This is SPTV.
Hello guys, thank you for joining us today. Today we're going to be reacting, you guys, to a video by the YouTube channel No Jumper. And the video title is Jessy Taylor describes her abusive upbringing and becoming a Scientologist. And I had no idea who Jessy Taylor was, you guys, until I saw this video. You can check out her YouTube channel. But apparently Jessy Taylor is a girl from Clearwater. So without further ado, let's actually go through the video, you guys, together and react so we can really put into context what we need to talk about today. Thank you for joining us, and please like, subscribe so that we can help get more kids out of the hotels. Thank you.
I'm in here with somebody who I've known actually for a long time. We met in a very peculiar manner, which we can get into. And she's certainly had a turbulent life story, though I guess we can get into. Jessy Taylor is finally
Hi.
on No Jumper, formally.
Oh my God. Hello.
How you feeling?
Oh my God. There's a lot going through my head just from the past few days, but I'm feeling very positive and optimistic, and I'm really happy that I'm here. Thank you so much for having me.
We're giving voice to Jessy Taylor. Wait, what? Okay. Well, all right, let's go all the way back just to start.
Okay.
I remember you because we were doing a live stream and listening to people's music.
Yeah.
And a woman by the name of, I think it was Lava Girls, right?
Oh my God.
Why do I remember this? Your name is Lava
you were the
Girls.
only one. Yeah. So like that was like, because I had like the pink hair at the time, and like with the rapping and stuff, I look back and I'm like, you know, I discovered rap like really late in my life, like 8th grade. So like I was really into it.
Still relatively early.
Yeah.
Like 14, and it's not that late.
Yeah, but like I was not allowed to do a lot of stuff growing up, not allowed to like listen to a lot of stuff unless if it was like country music and like rock and roll. So like, you know, I went on my phone and I typed in Nicki Minaj and Drake, and I just liked it a lot over the years. And then as I got older, I'm like, I can't listen to like all these curse words. Like I'm just like, I don't smoke, I don't drink. I'm like completely sober since like 2021.
Okay, we can get to all that. But okay, just for the record though, the story that I thought was hilarious at that time was that you said you were a stripper and you were basically like paying us to play your music with the money you had made stripping, which I loved that idea. I thought that was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And then I started to see you at like parties. I have a memory of seeing you at the old Phase house.
Yeah, I remember. I totally remember you and Lena. And we have like a Snapchat together.
And I was like, that's the girl from the stream. I'm like, that's Lava Girls. And then you just had this, and that was like before Dr. Phil.
No,
that was
like literally like I had just moved to LA and I was dancing, and I was actually living in Houston, even though I'm from Clearwater, like Florida. I was living in Houston and I was dancing, and B Dave was the one that told me, because I'd known B Dave since I was 14. We used to like party together in high school.
And you're from Florida, right?
From Clearwater, yeah.
Okay, so I mean, Florida breeds special people.
Yeah.
Do you credit you being a little turbulent to the Florida thing a little bit?
I would say so, because like I grew up like a lot, like me and my cousins, like we're like all one and the same, all like really wild. And you know, my dad's like Italian, and my dad's like very like.
So right there, you guys, you heard it from her. She's from Clearwater, Florida. She's giving you a slight resume of what she's about. So it would be very, very interesting to understand why a girl that is self-proclaimed to, you know, be very wild and crazy is literally the new poster child to promote Scientology. right, you guys? Because it would be very, very interesting to understand that, given that Scientology isn't very friendly with people that have any type of alternative lifestyle. So right about now, we either know that Jessy is either lying for clickbait, and she has been known to be a clickbaiter. So that's what this is giving right about now. She's either using the Scientology thing as clickbait, or really Scientology is utilizing her as an influencer to really attract more people to join Scientology. Let's keep looking and seeing which one is it, you guys.
New York, New Jersey's from Jersey. And like, I just grew up like kind of really like hectic. Like my dad, like we grew up with pit bulls, like guns everywhere, like security cameras everywhere, like safes in my room at night, like just really, really crazy. Like my dad, I love my dad. My dad's like my best friend. We've had a past, but like I never had daddy issues. I always had mommy issues. So like
Your mom was the up one?
yeah, my mom used to like beat me up a lot. So
really,
I did a lot of therapy to not cry anymore over this, but she like shamed me for my weight, telling me I'm gonna be fat like everyone else in my mom's family. And my dad was always there for me. My dad was the one that like got me out of everything. And my dad was my best friend. And you know, I grew up in like a $3 million house. And
so they were doing pretty well for themselves.
well, yeah. So basically when my dad wasn't home, my mom would like abuse me. So like when I would write like help me on like my window, oh, it's hard for me to talk about. Like all I had was like a guitar, a notebook, and I would be locked in my room all day until my dad came home. And my mom would just like bring me into the closet and like beat me up. Like every day, like consistently for like kind of a long time.
And did your dad know?
No, he still like doesn't believe it till this day. Like my ex-boyfriend tried to tell him, and he won't accept it. And my mom like always said, like, you're a horrible singer, you cannot sing, you're very fat, you know, like always everything I did was really horrible. And then like in high school, she stopped like beating me, like she stopped touching me. Like I would say like middle school came, she stopped touching me. And then high school, we moved to another house, and I was like waking up every day, get the up, get up, pulling my hair sometimes, get up, get on the scale. 123, I want you to be 125. I was 125. She wanted me to be 123. You need to lose 2 more pounds. Drop me off at the gym for 6 hours that day. And then I like literally started working full time. I was cut off financially at 13. And even though my parents had millions and millions of dollars, which people don't know from me, my parents cut me off at 13 because they were cut off at 13. So they were like, oh, like your brothers, like they can't handle themselves. Like you're like a strong woman. Like you need to go out there and like work.
Cut off? Like what the hell does a 13-year-old do? I mean, you can't even legally work, right?
Well, I was, because my dad knew someone that owned a restaurant. I worked at a Captain's Pizza. I worked at Surf Style full time. So like I was going to school, and then I'd like fall asleep in class. Like,
but they had to know that was very out of the ordinary, right? That the average kid, your parents cut you off at like 18, maybe even 13, later, yeah. Right?
So like, and then I started like stealing from Sephora when I was like 14, because like I wanted really nice stuff. And then just, you know, my mom was just really, really mean to me for no reason. And I think it has to do because my dad, like, you know, divorced her, and like, you know, my dad cheated on her with a 15-year-old, and my dad was 32.
Did you guys all just catch that? My dad cheated on my mom with a 15-year-old. What in the literal abominable hell can the people in Clearwater be drinking to really have this type of wild culture? And as you will see from Jessy Taylor, she just blabs that out in one sentence without catching herself, as if there's anything wrong with outing her literal father, so-called best friend of hers, as apparently a walking unindicted, what she just said he was. If the dad is cheating with a 15-year-old, that might be called a crime, that might not just be called a cheating situation. So the other thing to note about all of this, you guys, is, and Jessy is about to get into the whole thing about how she's in Scientology now, but Scientology's gathering all this information out of her. And if you see her, how she's so like talking about how she was stealing, how she was doing this, how she was doing that. I mean, this girl is a wild girl. She's got a crazy past. So all of this is looking very, very suspect.
And he's still with that girl today. She does not like me. She'd always start up with me, actually, and always try to attack me and tell my dad, like, to go beat me up and stuff. So then, like, in high school, like, my dad would, like, punch me in the face and beat me up and then she would record it.
Because you were beefing with his teenage girlfriend?
Well, she was 23 at the time. By then,
Oh, okay.
like 25 or something. Like, she was in her, like, early mid-20s. But, like, she got a boob job because my boobs are bigger than hers when I was in 8th grade.
She told you that?
Like, yeah, like she's like, oh, like you're no longer the one with big boobs. Like you're so ugly. Because I applied at Hooters when I was 15. She was like, you're so ugly. Like Hooters would never hire you.
You can work at Hooters when you're 15?
Yeah, in Florida. And it was like walking distance from my house. And like, I
mean, you guys, if anybody wants to check that out, working Hooters at 15, that also sounds real crazy and suspect. But again, this girl just talked about how her dad was beating her up and punching her, but she has no daddy issues. But her dad did commit a felony by punching her, and the girlfriend recording it, the 15-year-old girlfriend that then turned 23, recording the dad punching her. So I don't think that Scientology is putting their finest to represent its cause for its existence. Let's keep looking into this.
go to a thing called Dianetics now, and
you're a Scientologist.
Yes.
Oh,
and
no.
This is the reason why I don't cry anymore, because I do a lot of therapy there, and
there's other forms of therapy.
I went to them. And
Can I?
So shout out to Dianetics and Scientology, that apparently isn't a religion, apparently is an alternative therapy. And apparently that therapy is administered by people that completed a 2-week course inside of a hotel, sometimes including but not limited to minors being the ones that so-called certified said auditors, delivering therapy, delivering technology, delivering an alternative. In what world can you say, oh yeah, I had such a troubled past that I ended up going into Catholic therapy? Because once again, you guys, it's like these people are out there selling a service delivered by literal Frankensteins on steroids, L. Ron Hubbard proteges that study unthinkable, disgusting, indefensible methods, act as complete know-it-alls. Meanwhile, they couldn't be more clueless. Meanwhile, they couldn't be more ill-informed and ill-equipped to deliver whatever it is in the hell that they are delivering inside of those hotels. Whatever therapy this woman who has been abused, who is a prime candidate for Scientology. That's why I question, well, from the one hand, it doesn't make sense that she was in Scientology, but from the other hand, it makes sense that she's in Scientology. Because this woman is used to being abused. And what type of therapy did Scientology really do deliver for her not to be crying? And again, you guys, never mind if this woman wants to be in Scientology, we don't give a shred of an F what an adult wants to do with their literal lives. The problem with this woman is if she is this so-called celebrity, imagine she's going to Celebrity Center where they do employ underage kids, where underage kids are actually staffing the hotels. And who's paying for those underage kids to be there is women such as her. So any way you look at it is utterly ridiculous.
I guide you out of this because it's all bad.
But honestly, I'm fine. Like nothing happens to me there. Like I'm treated very, very well. I'm not like, I don't go every single day, but like
it's when you try to leave that they get you.
I don't think I'm gonna leave.
See, you guys, I'm treated very well there. I am fine. The adults that sign up for Scientology couldn't be more in love, couldn't be more fine, couldn't be more finding incredible things to do inside of those hotels. And as long as she's treated fine, she doesn't give an F if the women being utilized to service her are, getting backdoor ethics handlings to have an abortion. So these type of people are the problem. The people that go and say, I'm treated great, I'm fine. She's a grown adult consenting to be abused, which is something that she, from her record, is very comfortable and very used to. So I'm sure Scientology is being great for her, since they're trying to, these days they're very, very pressed to grab any type of influencer or celebrity that they can get their hands off. Apparently, this is the level of desperation that we're seeing from them. Imagine that.
How much money are you giving them for these courses and the auditing and
not a lot, to be honest.
Really?
They've given a lot of stuff to me, like sometimes for free and stuff. So they really care and stuff. So, but that's why I'm not.
They really care and stuff. She's getting all manner of stuff for free and she's not paying you guys. So this definitely sounds like Scientology is sinking their claws in her. Okay, because when you first you'd start with Dianetics. Oh yeah, let's do these sessions. Let's get you comfortable with this auditor. Let's do the cheap sessions. Then they start upselling them. Oh, now you need to pay for the next level. The next level is going to cost you more. You really do want to progress, don't you? Don't you want to get more of this great thing that you're getting? And again, these adults love it. They love being humiliated. They love being abused. They love being locked up against their will. They absolutely love it. They sign the contracts. They pay for it. They write success stories after they've been locked up and interrogated, and all their privacy completely shredded, completely invaded. It doesn't matter. There's no boundaries inside of that hotel room where these adults are engaging in these role plays that they can call whatever in the hell delusion they have about what they're doing in there. But the power dynamics could not be more abominable and indefensible. The minute a child is brought in to either be the auditor of said adult or the PC of said adult. And both of those scenarios are taking place inside one of those Scientology hotels over and over and over on the daily. This is a practice that is widely accepted. All parents are okay with it. All people inside the hotel are clapping at the kids that they're calling prodigies for involving themselves, for becoming trained, for climbing up the levels, because it really does mean a lot for these people. And again, it couldn't be more disgusting and inappropriate.
Bursting out here and crying anymore is because I had to turn to that when I turned to that like the beginning of 2023, because I was by then like 2 years sober, and I just would always cry about like my mom and stuff. I couldn't like let go of it. And then I discovered that, and I just stopped crying. Like, I don't sit in my closet and lock myself up and cry. My mom hasn't like talked to me. Like, she's talked to me when I was on Dr. Phil, and she talked to me when I bought my house. And
saying what? In
like,
each
hey,
instance?
like I would like to come back around. So like, you know, like she would just do like really messed up things to me. Like when my uncle died when I was like 19, she like called me. I was like living in Atlanta and dancing. And she was like, I had my own apartment, like everything ready to go. I was like 20, I think. And then she's like, you need to move back right now. You need to be there for your mother. And like, she wasn't really in my life. And I was like, oh my God, my mom needs me. So I gave up my whole place in Atlanta, and I like got everything in my car, and I drove back to her house, and she's like, oh, it worked.
And then nothing.
And then I was like homeless.
What?
So like my mom, like I don't have a relationship with her. I have a relationship with my dad. We're very close, and he knows about like Scientology. He knows about everything that's going on in my life.
Well, isn't that great, you guys? Her dad knows all about her being in Scientology. The same dad that went out with the 15-year-old, the same dad that allegedly beat her up and got a video recorded. And we really do have to ask ourselves what in the literal hell is going on. But here's an example of an adult Scientologist in the wild, an adult Scientologist who definitely loves how she gets treated in there because she's getting access to special treatment. And therein lies the problem that we need to highlight. Because as much as everyone wants to go and help cradle and canoodle every last shred of adult that wants to make a bad choice for themselves, that is not a thing. If this woman wants to engage in as many sessions as she wants because she really thinks are helping her not cry, and someone that took a 2-week course inside a hotel that's not a therapist, that is not anything, is going to gain full access to her mind because she just literally feels that that's the best thing for her, we are not going to stop her. But we are going to question why in the literal hell is she going inside Celebrity Center? Is she going inside one of these missions? Is she going inside in any of these orgs? Seeing children getting involved in what she is firsthand experiencing and then see nothing wrong with it? That's the whole problem, you guys. All of the adults that frequent these hotels are perfectly aware of what goes on inside the hotels. So no one can put distance between what goes on inside of those hotel rooms and what goes on inside of those hotel rooms. We simply need the answer to the MF question. Why are children implicated? Why are children trained? Why are children being given ethics handlings? And why are children being made to do courses? Why is that? In this year 2023, what in the literal hell is going on? And why is everyone so complacent on the sidelines, waiting to God knows what? Seriously, you guys, God knows what in the literal abominable hell these people are waiting for. Because if they cannot figure out what's wrong about their little hotel escapade experience, then you know what? We cannot help them. It couldn't be more self-evident. But apparently there's been no appetite for accountability, no appetite for taking responsibility, no appetite to visit the FBI Crimes Against Children Unit Department. And we really do have to wonder, why is there zero appetite coming from every last shred of parent that came out of this, donating kids to the Sea Org, and every last executive, aka glorified child traffickers that you were during those decades, doing the bidding of a convicted, indicted felon, that you were paying and signing all manner of contracts to emulate. So yes, the problem couldn't be more severe. The problem couldn't be more yours. The problem is something you cannot cleanse with gaslighting PR narratives that couldn't be more self-serving and couldn't be more pathetic. So stop trying to reach for gaslighting narratives and actually start reaching for the facts actually getting exposed and confronted, so something can actually happen in the physical universe. So these hotels can really clear out any single person that is 21 and under, that is anywhere near any of these hotels. I thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you all really soon. Bye-bye.